Hey, this is Sifu Gus. Now we're at part 2 with the Sifus. Thank you very much for all the love that we've been getting. I've been sharing it with them. They really are happy to see that their message is helping people, especially if you want to get down the road of any form of intense training. But it's not only training, it's about life itself. So if you could extract that from their message, that would be wonderful. But before we get started, if you could like and subscribe down below, that really helps us out here on our channel. And like I said, we're trying to get this to more people, and with your help we've been able to do it. So I appreciate the love that you guys have been giving, and the village is going to grow and continue to grow thanks to you guys. So let's see what else the Sifus have to say.
No, thank you, I'm good.
Okay, so now let's talk about lifestyle. So you guys are these masters, you guys have trained. When I was just with the Grand Masters, these guys have been doing Kung Fu for 60 years, and they practice every day. Like, the information that we have is so valuable. And so the question is, what do you guys do now as masters? How have you taken art forward to help you guys? What do you guys do now to keep yourself in training condition, if you will?
You teach us all of these things from White Sash on up, and all of these Qigong, you've taught us how to do Qigong, which, healing your internal body and your organs, and Tai Chi.
And for those who don't know what Qigong is, that's energy work to help heal your body.
And Tai Chi, you've introduced us to all these things, and it was really up to the individual, right, to take that and embrace it. And I could never remember any of it, and you just said, just do this, Sandra, just start with that. But I got into the practice almost every morning, not every morning, but going outside and doing that, and then I would build from there. And that would start my day off in just such a meditative, focused way. And that's really changed my life. That's every morning that I can do that, I do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Breath work. Has really benefited me from the system. It's something that I do a lot outside of here. I feel like our breath is our life, but you have to be able to breathe to do Kung Fu, and you have to be able to control your breath.
Right.
And so for the healing aspect of it, that's where the breath work for me is, where I really find the healing, and I do that a lot outside.
So a whole bunch of stuff, right? I followed Sifu Sandra down the Tai Chi rabbit hole for a while, right? We did. And then I do quite a bit of Qigong, but more so every single day, I try to think of anything I can do, right? Because we always talk about how Kung Fu is life. So I'm at the airport waiting to board a plane on a business trip. I'm standing there rolling my weight from heel to toe. People are probably looking at me going, what the hell is he doing? But I'm working on rolling my weight, right? I work on the fundamentals every single day, anywhere I can, any way I can.
I think that's so important, because you guys have gathered so much information. Sifu Jen, what about you?
We get to know our bodies pretty well, so I've been really working hard since I retired to try to get my body back into healthy space. So I've been seeing these two ladies to help me get my body back in shape, doing some things at home, working on the stretching and the strengthening, which I needed to help keep me training. The whole point is I want to keep on training. So for me, it's to keep my strength and flexibility up, and then working on my breathing as well to be able to do those things within.
For me, I really have embraced the teaching. So when I come to class now, it's within a different mentality, but I really do love helping our students and giving them the information that you taught me to help them get the information they need to keep moving forward and learning more about themselves. So I find that teaching is the most rewarding for me, and that keeps me excited about continuing to improve myself, keeping your body in good shape or whatever. But Kung Fu is life. So even in my work outside of the village, I'm constantly using, what's the right word? Kung Fu basics or Kung Fu understanding, because it is life. just the way to hold your body, to think about using your, having a wider stance to have more balance. I teach Pilates and I work with older clients, and just teaching them what we learn in Kung Fu is also going to help them in their day-to-day life, because it's all about natural movements and moving and being in keeping your body in proper posture so you don't injure yourself, and understanding where your weight shift is and how to not lose your balance.
No, I think
It is everything we learn in here teaches us how to be out there. When I drive in the car, I picture myself having opponents coming all around me. I'm constantly scanning my mirrors, my rearview mirror. It's Kung Fu. You have to be aware of what's going on around you when you drive, so that I don't get into an accident. That's what it's like when we're in the middle and we're being put under pressure and there's opponents coming at us and we have to deal with them combatively. Same thing when you're driving your car. Who's to my left, who's to my right, who's behind me, are they coming up fast? If I want to get there, how do I have to maneuver? It's Kung Fu.
and what people don't understand, Kung Fu actually means being good at something, right? And so when you can step outside of the village and you use this in your everyday life to either save it, sustain it, whatever it is, even if it's just finding foods that, or vitamins or herbs that help you sustain life, that is Kung Fu. That is a byproduct of what we do here. So the lifestyle is important for all of us, and everyone chops it up how they chops it up based on our personalities. I love that, you know. Now, the next thing I want to ask, and the last thing I want to ask, is if someone walk in here and they go, what benefits could I get out of this system?
For me, I would say mental security.
I try to tell people that it's completely well-rounded.
Mm-hmm.
It is the healing aspect of Tai Chi and Qigong. It is the breath work. It is the balance. It is stretching and strengthening, and it encompasses everything that we want in our lives. So sometimes, talking to people about it that might be interested in, there's this oversell of it because I'm so excited by it, but it's so well-rounded.
Right.
And then you are learning how to defend yourself if
Right.
you need to. So it's the mental, it's the physical, it's all of the above.
Which is Zen combat.
Mhm.
Combat.
Yeah. Zen combat, what a great way to explain what it is.
But yeah, I just thought of that.
And I think that it's weird to me when people go, when I turned 50, I retired from doing martial arts. It's like,
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
oh yeah, I heard people say that. Oh, I retired from doing it. I'm like, you retired? Then I'm like, oh, so it wasn't a lifestyle for you. It was something that just kept you busy.
Right.
I was gonna say,
I
they
know.
didn't achieve that integrity,
Right.
that completeness, that oneness you get from our system, right? If you're really here long enough and you do the work, and those are two huge components, right? You got to be here long enough, you got to do the work, that you'll achieve this integrity, this completeness of your mind, body, spirit.
And your mood changes
Mhm.
as you get
Does.
older. It just does, and we have to embrace that as well.
Or I would say, on the flip side of what you said, maybe their art didn't foster that.
Could be.
Yeah.
This
And
unfortunately.
Fred Lee says, you got to have martial, as you do this longer, martial virtue becomes a big thing.
Mhm.
And Harry Ng used to always say, you have to trust the process and you have to trust the system.
This is so difficult. You can't explain to people what they're
What?
going to learn because we had no idea.
Yeah, I
right?
know.
Even though you said
I had no idea what you were going to, I had no idea.
You know what? The main thing, and I think all of us would agree with this, but you become the best version of yourself.
Yeah.
So, and it is changing, but if I looked at, when I started this art and where I'm at now, I feel like I'm a different person. And you said I'm not, I just became the person I was meant to be. So because we're constantly working on ourselves, you do become the best version of yourself, and you start to embrace parts of yourself that maybe you were embarrassed about, or you let go of insecurities, because you do have that confidence because of the skill we've learned. But it's like, again, it's not really about punching and kicking, but we have worked on something for double-digit years, all of us, and continue to work on it. And and it's an accomplishment. And you've put us through some things that most people wouldn't even dream of doing. And we still constantly push ourselves. And as women, I mean, it's normal. Guys are like always like, I can do that. But as women in our, to just constantly still say, I'm going to do that, or I'm going to make sure I can learn that, or I'm not going to back down because it's hard.
Right. But if you look at the guys who have succeeded in the art, there's not
very many.
Right?
And
Because I think
I mean, look at this table right
I
now.
know.
but to your point, right? If you look at it, there's a term that goes way back called inherent ability, and it's not about being superior to another person. It's about being superior than your former self, right? And that's, I think, that comfortableness, that integrity. If you wrap all the things we've said together, it's that inherent nobility that you develop within yourself because you've done the work, you've made the commitment, you've been comfortable, uncomfortable, and you've achieved a lifelong skill set that applies beyond the boundaries of just defending your life.
Right, and we're not trying to be better than anyone else here. We're all trying to be the best versions of ourselves. And then when we relay that to our students, it's not about being the best. No, we're here to help everyone be good. And whatever your ability is, we want you to do the best you can do.
Right. And it's never about competition.
Right.
No, because everybody's path is their own.
Everybody's path is their own.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you really do develop that family. I mean, we are so close. We've been through so much together outside of here. And so that's one of the beautiful things that a new student will get when they come in.
Right. And some people aren't used to that. They're not used to having an environment where they can learn to get close to someone. Because we've had people come in, they get close, and then they're out because they're not used to whatever that feeling is on the inside.
It is California.
and it's sad to me because they could achieve their greater self if they just were to stick with it.
I think it is interesting because it's not like it is a definite byproduct after having trained for so long and intense situations as well. But it's not what I would have said that, oh yeah, well, to a person just coming in, I don't think I could convey that to them because in their mind they're probably thinking, oh, I think if someone punching and kicking at you, like it just is, for me, it was like you just kind of keep on going day to day, you keep training, you keep working on it, and I think it comes out.
Yeah,
Because
organically, it's like you can't force it. It just eventually
happens, evolves, right? Because you can't learn it in a day or a week or a month, right? I'm gonna know
5
now.
easy steps.
Yeah,
exactly.
steps to become a Kung Fu master. It just doesn't happen that way.
That's the new next YouTube video. 3 keys to being an expert fighter.
And you can't tell people, well, you're going to learn, dynamics and mathematics and things like that. But
Anatomy
and anatomy.
Biokinesiology.
But you are.
But you are.
You don't know that you are, but you realize that you are. And there's.
And I think it's important. And I think what people see when Sifu Brian and I talk is like, well, we have these women who are tough. They look at us and they're like, well, you guys must not be really fighting. And then they'll see a video and they're like, wait a minute, how in the hell that you have more women doing this? And it reminded me, we went to go see Woman King. And it reminded me these women were no joke. They were no joke. And I'm like, you guys have had moments, and it did remind me of you guys. And I think that that's important to share, but you cannot get that easy. You cannot get that in Qigong alone.
Right.
You cannot get that in fitness alone. You have to go through something that emotionally curves you on the inside and curves you toward the better version of you. But we're going to close up here, and I thank you guys. Nice toast to the Sifus.
Can I hug somebody?
So wow, what'd you think about that? Get out there and start improving yourself and start training. The Sifus really gave you the roadmap to do it. Look for more wonderful stuff from the Sifus and different things from the village coming up on this channel. Share, like, subscribe, really get some knowledge. Comment down below if there's something you want to know about the village or something that you want us to share here. Let us know. We're looking forward to that. Also, if you haven't had a chance, you can also check out, if you want to just do pure combat, check out King Kong Palm. KingKongPalm.com is the website, and King Kong Palm is the YouTube channel. So we're making things happen here. So I hope you guys become part of the family, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys. Be well. They're riding horses over here. Love that. Those are big, beautiful animals. I hope you guys can see them.